I'm here in San Francisco in a Waymo on my way to the Panhandle on the eastern side of Golden Gate Park. We're going to walk all the way from the Panhandle to Ocean Beach on the western edge. This is truly one of America's premier urban parks with so many beautiful spots, so many amenities, one of the most spectacular Japanese tea gardens, and museums and art. My Waymo is about 2 minutes away, and so I'm going to enjoy the ride, and then let's get started.
We're going to start our trip on Haight Street in front of world famous Amoeba Music, and we'll walk towards the end of Haight where it meets with the eastern edge of Golden Gate Park. And Haight Street's a little bit quiet this early in the day, but it's such a beautiful day, it's going to make a fantastic hike through the park to Ocean Beach. The first amenity that we come to is called the Golden Mile, and it's a permanently car-free section of JFK in the park that continually hosts revolving art exhibits. It's a wonderful place for walking and hiking and bike riding. This current exhibit that I just call the tire exhibit, it's an installation of a series of sculptures by a Mexican artist whose name is Betsabe Romero, and I do apologize for my mispronunciation of that name. But these are large-scale sculptures made out of tires that have been gilded in gold and silver and painted and adorned with mirrors. It's just one of the many exhibits that is currently on display here at the Golden Mile. This piece is called Where's the Ball? It's a playful exhibit by the Misfit Toys Collective, and it's designed to look like a series of 10 oversized jacks that you used to play with as a kid. This handy map shows just how big Golden Gate Park is. Here's the Panhandle where we started, and we've started walking along this way, but we've got a much, much longer way to go before the end of this hike. And as you can see, this park is chock full of interesting things to do and see. This is the Conservatory of Flowers, a Victorian architectural marvel that opened in 1879. It's also the oldest public glass and wood conservatory in North America. The conservatory consists of 5 distinct tropical galleries, each different from the other. The lowland tropics, the highland tropics, the aquatic plants, potted plants, and the West Gallery, which is a really chill place to hang out. The conservatory is famous for being the home of the corpse flower, which is this huge flower that only blooms once every couple of years and attracts huge crowds because when it does bloom, it smells like death and dying animals. And for some reason, that's very appealing to people, and they want to come see it and smell it. The conservatory is also famous for using natural pest control instead of pesticides. They use an integrated management system, and so instead of harsh chemicals, they rely on predatory insects and a population of free-roaming geckos to control cockroaches and other pests. One of the perks of the Conservatory of Flowers, it's part of a series of gardens here in the park that are free on the first Tuesday of every month. You can also get in free any time of the year if you're a San Francisco resident or if you're a member of the military or a veteran. Back on the Golden Mile, these sculptures are called Eat, Travel, Play, Care by Gillian Mark. They're whimsical bronze sculptures featuring the signature characters of Rabbit Woman and Dog Man. It's quiet now, but this spot hosts a crazy roller disco every weekend.
Summer blues he has, right? The summer fog. We already have had a few days of it.
You've probably noticed these yellow chairs along the Golden Mile. In fact, there's over 100 of them out here, placed along the Golden Mile for people just to use and relax. They're based on Adirondack style and fanback style, and they're all actually made from recycled plastic. Some recent additions to the Golden Mile include Wordplay by Ruben Rude, two massive 20-foot wide sculptures that spell out smile and kind, but both missing the letter I, encouraging you to complete the word for a fun photo op. In between those sculptures are these free and fun games to play, including cornhole and ping pong, and we got foosball, all here, all free, available for anyone to use at any time. We're now approaching the music concourse and bandstand in between two of San Francisco's most remarkable museums, the DeYoung Museum and the California Academy of Sciences. Both of these museums are worthy of a full visit themselves, and each one you could easily spend the full day here. Unfortunately, for our walk, we don't have time to go into either of these today, but if you were to visit this park, I would absolutely recommend visiting either or both of them for a unique experience. The Cal Academy of Sciences is really 4 attractions in one. It's got a planetarium, a living rainforest, a natural history museum, an aquarium, plus it's got a living roof, hosts monthly nightlife events, and is actually an active research institution. Just across the music concourse from the Cal Academy of Sciences is the DeYoung Museum, which reopened in 2005 after a long remodel, which includes this incredible copper facade and the observation tower. Its roots go back to 1894, and the diverse collections include work from Africa, Oceania, and the Americas, as well as textiles and costumes. It's really an amazing place to visit. And here we see the actual band shell at the very end of the music concourse. And now we're at one of my absolute most favorite places in the entire world. It's the Japanese Tea Garden in Golden Gate Park. This place is amazing. It's one of the oldest Japanese gardens in the United States. I think it was started in 1894. And it's just an astounding place. The man responsible for it, Makoto Harigawa, poured decades of his life into expanding this garden, and in fact, he lived on the property with his family until he was forced to move into internment camps at the beginning of World War II. But before that, he imported directly from Japan koi fish, plants, and the master craftsmanship needed to turn this place into a one-of-a-kind environment. It includes multiple iconic landmarks, including this drum bridge, as well as a treasure tower, a 5-tiered pagoda, and a massive bronze Buddha that was cast in the 70s. It's also home to an authentic Japanese tea house where you can overlook the tranquil pond, get a selection of snacks and tea, matcha, and enjoy a moment of calm and respite here in the middle of a truly astounding garden. Like the other gardens in Golden Gate Park, it's free and open every first Tuesday of the month, as well as every day of the month if you're a San Francisco resident or a member of the military or a veteran. If you only visited one place in Golden Gate Park, this would be the place, the Japanese Tea Garden. Right across the street from the Japanese Tea Garden is the San Francisco Botanical Gardens, which is a huge 55 acres. It's a living museum and home to more than 8,000 different species of plants from all over the world. It showcases rare and endangered species that thrive in San Francisco's unique coastal fog. Some of the curated garden sections include a Mesoamerican cloud forest, a Southeast Asian cloud forest, a California native garden, and an ancient plant garden as well. The Botanical Garden is home to a really neat event called Flower Piano, which happens every year for 11 days, in which a dozen pianos are hidden throughout the Botanical Gardens and over 100 live performances take place. Like the other gardens in Golden Gate Park, it's free on the first Tuesday of every month. It's also free every day of the year if you're a San Francisco resident or if you're an active military member or a veteran. Just to the west of the Botanical Gardens is Blue Heron Lake, a really peaceful place for a getaway right in the middle of Golden Gate Park. This man-made lake has a boathouse where you can rent a paddle boat or a rowboat and enjoy a beautiful, calm, serene day on the water right in the middle of Golden Gate Park. Frequently, while walking through the park, you're walking along these big roads, but fortunately, they provide these pathways that parallel the roads with just enough foliage so that you have no idea that you're only 30-40 feet away from the road, and it feels like you're just walking through nature. It's an amazing small touch that really turns this park into something special. I'm not quite sure where I am at the moment. I know that I'm still walking westward, which is correct, and I came across another lake, one that I've never seen before, but one that has a calm, sort of natural beauty to it. Just a delightful discovery along my hike from east to west. Okay. Currently we're there. We started up here, worked our way down and through and across, down there. Now we're there. have to get all the way there. As we approach the western edge of Golden Gate Park, we find ourselves in this enormous space, the Polo Fields. Originally opened in 1906, it's rarely used for polo anymore. However, it does have 6 regulation soccer pitches, and it hosts ultimate frisbee, rugby, cross-country, and track events. It's also used as an epicenter of massive music events, including the Outside Lands Music and Arts Festival, which hosts as many as 57,000 people every year. Just beyond the polo fields is the Golden Gate Angling and Casting Club, a really unique gem here in Golden Gate Park. These 3 huge fly casting pools were created in 1938 for the club, which has over 1,300 global members, although the facilities are open and free to the public every day. If there's ever a member here and the lodge is open, the public is welcome to come inside and learn about the history of the Angler Club and the innovations that they've developed here. This short pathway follows the waterworks from the casting pond down to the middle lake in the chain of lakes, another really interesting spot here in Golden Gate Park. The pathway zigzags its way down the hill along with the cascading water as it approaches the middle lake. The flowing stream is part of the restored water system that historically these lakes were fed through natural gravity water sources, but over the decades those creek beds dried out. So this dynamic restoration now allows for these 3 lakes to come back and be vibrant again. I remember a couple of years ago when Middle Lake was being remodeled and you could see the engineering and the architecture and the substrate below what is now this beautiful lake. But then it looked like something out of a science fiction movie where you could see all of the engineering and all of the man-made waterworks that were going to make this into a natural lake again. Now, a few years on, and this is one of the most natural looking, most beautiful spots in all of Golden Gate Park. It just amazes me how this park is essentially uncrowded, peaceful, safe, clean, beautiful. We're getting close to the end of the hike here, so I thought it was worth mentioning just a few of the amazing places in the park that we didn't get to visit on this particular hike, including the National AIDS Memorial Grove, a bison paddock, a Shakespeare garden featuring plants that were specifically mentioned in his writings, a rose garden, a model yacht club, a wooden 1914 carousel, a golf course, a disc golf course, tennis courts, bocce ball courts, a pioneer log cabin, and so much more. Maybe I'll have to make another hike in the opposite direction and hit up all of those spots and save that for another video. Our final stop before we hit the beach is the Dutch Windmill or North Windmill and the Queen Wilhelmina Tulip Garden, which unfortunately is closed right now. But this is an actual working windmill that in the olden days was used to pump water from the sea in order to irrigate Golden Gate Park, and it's one of 2 windmills that serve this purpose. These may seem like they're awfully strict rules, but fortunately they only apply to the Queen Wilhelmina Garden and not to the park itself. although perhaps not feeding the animals makes sense throughout the whole park. And here we are at the end of our hike, approaching Ocean Beach across the Great Highway at the far western edge of Golden Gate Park. This beach is a world-class surfing hub, but it is considered to be somewhat dangerous for swimming. I've been swimming here, and I can tell you the currents are strong and the temperature is very cold. It is not a beach for the faint of heart. And that about wraps up this epic 6.8-mile trek through Golden Gate Park. We started in Haight Street, walked through the Golden Mile, explored some world-class museums, historic glass conservatories and gardens. We discovered hidden lakes, fly casting pools, and even a majestic windmill. If you liked this video, then check out my Golden Gate Park playlist with multiple videos featuring highlights that you've seen in today's video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and see you next time from Global Trek POV.